Hello, everybody, and welcome back to College Basketball Courtside. My name is Mitch. Today, we're going to be doing part 3 of 5 for the top 5 teams in the Big East this upcoming college basketball season. Today, we're going to do number 3, which I think is the biggest jump so far in these rankings. I think 3 is significantly better than 4 and 5. And number 3 is going to be the Creighton Bluejays. Creighton last year, they were 25-11. They were second in the Big East, and here are their stats from last season up on the screen here. They were first in field goal percentage. They were second in three-pointers attempted, and they were first in three-pointers made. They love to run up and down the court. They love to shoot a lot of shots, score a lot of points. That is Creighton's brand of basketball, but they do lose some pretty substantial players from last season. The first one being Ryan Kalkbrenner. I think he was a 3 or 4-time Defensive Player of the Year in the Big East. Monster in the middle, 7'1", humongous, great defender, great rebounder, and averaged 17 to 20 points per game. He was fantastic on both ends of the floor. What a staple for the Creighton Bluejays. One of the best to do it in a Creighton jersey. He goes to the NBA. They also lose Stephen Ashworth. He graduated. He was their guard, averaged 16 and 7 last year. Great three-point shooter, great initiator of the offense. They also lose Pop Isaacs. Only played a couple of games for them last season, but he was key in some of those big wins they had early on in the year. Some of their non-conference games in the beginning, Pop Isaacs was humongous, scored a lot of points. He goes to Texas A&M, where I think he's going to have a great season. But a lot of key losses for Creighton, but they bring in some all Big East level players, and it starts with Josh Dix, the guard coming over from Iowa, averaged about 14.5 points per game last season. Great shooter, just very smart, very efficient, plays the game the correct way. He is fantastic. Look out for Josh Dix this season. And then one of the player who I think is going to be one of the best in the conference is Owen Freeman, also coming from Iowa. His season was cut a little bit short last year because of an injury, but in the games he did play, averaged 16.7 points, 1.5 blocks, great rebounder. He's fantastic with his back to the basket. If anybody is smaller on him, he's going to score. He has great footwork. He is really good as well. That's going to be a great 1-2 punch. They also bring in Blake Harper from Howard, averaged 19.5 points per game as a freshman. Good scoring guard, brings a lot of scoring punch. And then Nick Graves, a guard from Charlotte, physical, gets to the free throw line at will. He's going to be a huge addition to their lineup as well. These new guys are going to be the key. They're the core group that it was one key returner from Creighton, but these transfers coming in are going to be great. He had an awesome recruiting class from the transfer portal. But here's their projected starting lineup. Nick Graves at point guard, Blake Harper, just mentioned those two, Josh Dix, small forward, power forward Jackson McAndrew. He was a freshman last season with Creighton. Shoots the three really well, really long, pretty athletic for his size as well. Great length, can shoot the ball really well. He comes in at the power forward spot. He's going to have a huge jump to his sophomore season, I think. And then center Owen Freeman. So the 4 new transfers they've coming in, I think they're all going to start. That's kind of the consensus. And then Jackson McAndrew is also going to start. That's not a surprise to anybody. How are they going to be able to win the Big East? I think, truthfully, they have as talented as a starting 5 as the rest of the Big East. They're right there, if not. I think that starting 5, that first 5, brings so much talent, so much skill. That's a reason they're going to be able to stay in games and win a lot of good games. They're a great three-point shooting team. Everybody I mentioned can shoot threes really well. Owen Freeman, maybe not quite as much, but he does have good touch. But what's holding them back as a team? What's going to hold Creighton from being the top spot or even at that number 3 spot as I'm projecting? I think, first of all, they have a lot of guys coming from some mid-major programs. Blake Harper, Nick Graves, they're coming over from Howard, from Charlotte. Owen Freeman, he was hurt last season. Is he going to be healthy this year? Is Josh Dix going to be able to stay consistent? I think he will be. There's no reason to think he won't be. But a lot of new faces here in Creighton. A lot of guys making the jump from mid-major to now the Big East, and then Owen Freeman coming back from injury. That could hold them back. And then also a little bit of depth issues, I think. I think they have decent depth, but that could hurt them. But you guys, that is the 3rd best team in the Big East this season that I am projecting. Look out for my number 2 video coming out tomorrow. But thanks for watching. This is College Basketball Courtside, and have a great day.